What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity on the HermitCraft server. So guys, since last episode, I've been doing some stuff here in the B area. Well, not a whole lot of stuff, actually. I added a Tesseract here instead of putting a chest that I had to keep taking the items out of and putting into our BAE system. So that Tesseract now just kind of dumps out right here into our ME interface. So all the bees that are being produced and all those items go into this Tesseract, go in this interface, goes over here to our drives, and then they're automatically processed. So I don't have to worry about, get on that thing. I don't have to worry about, you know, moving all the items over here and then dumping them in, making 3 or 4 trips. So yeah, we'll see the items kind of jump around a little bit as new items enter the system, and then they get processed, like these stringy combs, for instance. So yeah, that makes everything a lot better. So we get a lot of stuff in here, like almost 5,000 of each of these different top-end bees. If we come down here and look at the drives that we have, we're still only using this very first one. It's only half full. It's not even half full. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. These are going to be able to run for quite some time without me having to touch anything. Another thing we could do, these bees right here, I have them set up so they are making, I think, 4 drones every time the queen dies off. So I gave them that trait. I believe I got the not productivity. What is it? The I can't remember what it's called now. Let's take a look. What are you called? Fertility. I got the fertility 4 on the tooltip there, like 4th line from the bottom. From the majestic bees, that was part of the line of bees that I had to get to breed those top end ones. Anyway, we could set their lifespan, or I'm sorry, their fertility to 1 and their lifespan to like the longest we have, and then they won't produce as many drones, I guess. I don't know if there's a reason actually to have less drones or have this many. I know before in the past, when I was using extra bees, we needed a lot of bee DNA, so we always wanted to make the most amount of drones possible so we could convert them into liquid DNA. I really have no idea why we need liquid DNA anymore. In fact, this is different. This is Gendustry liquid DNA. I think the extra bee stuff had like little glowy particles. Anyway, I really don't want to mess with bees too much today. We've been doing bees and trees for the last few episodes, and I think it's time to take a break. Some people did comment that, yeah, the dirt, or whatever that stuff is called, the humus, was turning to sand, and that does happen when you turn these farms off. I assume just to keep the humus there, it has to use a bit of fertilizer, and it keeps replacing the stuff. I don't know. That's what it appears to me. I had another comment that this farm right here, our wheat farm that we set up, wasn't 8 blocks wide. In fact, it was 9 blocks wide. Well, I found out there is something weird that happened here. Let's grab the soldering iron real quick. If we right-click on this thing, yeah, we made a managed farm. We put in the bronze electron tubes to turn this to a crop farm. There's actually a manual farm setting too. So the managed is the one where it automatically places the dirt, places the water, and does that stuff. So it had like the water in not very efficient spots, but it did it all automatically, which was pretty cool. But another thing that it did, and I didn't really notice this at the time, it also made this farm bigger than what I had set out the little platform. Like, these farms really are supposed to work. Whatever you make the farm material out of, for instance, this is stone bricks, you're supposed to lay out a stone brick platform for it to put down the dirt or whatever to grow the crops. Well, I had done that over here. I made it the exact dimension it is now, but when I put in the managed farm, it actually made the farm bigger. It like deleted these blocks right along here, I think to right there. It deleted those, replaced it with the dirt and the water, and it did that along this side on all of these, which was really weird. I don't know why it did that, but like when I went underneath, down below, I could see floating water. Like, yeah, it would delete these blocks and just place a water source block there, and then I could see dirt and stuff. Anyway, it made the farm too big. So, long story short, I really dislike these. I really need to make these bigger, actually. I like these blocks. They're just hard to center yourself on. Long story short, what I ended up doing is converting it from a managed farm to a manual farm. The manual farm, you put out the dirt yourself, you put the water where you want it, and you place all the crops. And as it harvests the crops, it will replace the seeds, but it won't do anything with the dirt and the water. So yeah, we have 4 source blocks of water now, which hydrates everything, I believe. Actually, that might be why that block isn't hydrated, because it isn't right. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this one right here is being hydrated because of this water, I think. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that water source is hydrating this block, but all these other corners doesn't have water there. Okay, so those won't ever grow crops. Got it. But anyway, yeah, we replaced it with those 4 source blocks of water. The farm won't delete those blocks, and everything's just working a little bit better. Okay, so what I want to work on today, guys, we were messing around with blood magic a few episodes ago. Actually, probably like 10 or 15 episodes now. I can't remember. It's been a while. But we started messing with blood magic. We tore everything down because of reasons. Why did we tear it down? Yeah, we built our fluid storage area here, which we still haven't really messed around with too much. But yeah, I want to get blood magic going again. So what I want to do, I think I'm going to build a platform either here or here or something. I want to leave a little bit of room for Thaumcraft in the future, and I think that's going to require a few different rooms if I remember correctly. So yeah, I think I might just put blood magic right over here. So I need to build a platform for that, and I need to start laying out all the things we had going before. Why is there only... Those chunks aren't loaded. Oh, yeah. I had another comment. It actually was a pretty good one. Saying that I should put that up in the sky and use sky blocks so we can't see the blocks those sheep are in. I don't even know if those are in this pack. Sky blue pigmented glass. Sky block, yeah, from open blocks. Okay. What sky blocks do when you look at them, like... it's just invisible, basically, so you see straight to the sky. So if I made this whole wall out of sky blocks, it would just look like the sky behind it, basically. So we could hide all of these animals up in the air, like somewhere by that cloud or something. Make it all out of sky blocks, or at least the bottom of it, and you'd never even know it was there. So we might do that. Yeah. All right, guys. So I tell you what, I'm going to make a cut here. I got to do a little bit of building. We got to build a little platform. I'm probably going to move those sheep, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So I made myself some of these sky blocks. I just wanted to show you guys since I really sucked at explaining that. So a sky block looks like that. It's just a regular block. It does have a slightly animated texture. If you apply a redstone signal, it turns invisible though, and then you can see the sky right behind it. So like we can't see the base, but we can see the moon down there, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so these blocks are really awesome. So this is the regular sky block. There's also an inverted type of sky block. So you just take the sky block, you put it with the redstone torch, and then it's always sky see-through kind of action. So we do that, yep, now we can just see everything without the redstone signal. So that's really awesome. So I'm going to make a bunch of these blocks, well, probably like a stack of them, just so we can hide the sheep up in the sky like it was suggested to me. And, yeah, I'll continue on building our stuff. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Alright guys, so we have to take a detour from what we're doing. We are going to set up another mob spawner. So yeah, we're kind of wrapping around now to the back area. We ran out of ender pearls, and we have some enderman mob souls. So I think what we need to do, let's just go ahead and build up a mob spawner here. I built out the platform already, so we have a 3-wide walkway around the spawner area. And this is how I have been, oh my goodness, that's not how I do it. But bringing up these corners and stuff like this is how I've been trying to get the corners done, so I can use my builder's wand like this and just keep wrapping it around or whatever. So yeah, we'll go ahead and build up these walls real quick here. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like so. I can just builder's wand that around. Now I know people are telling me I should get the creative builder's wand or whatever that one's called, the one with the golden handle. It's not creative anymore, but You can actually get that in-game. I think you need a bunch of different types of records in order to do the ritual for that in the end. So I'll look at getting those records and all of that stuff set up. Yeah, there's like a bunch of random things you need to put in chests. I'll have to look up the tutorial on how to do that because there is no way I can remember that. So yeah, we're gonna have our enderman spawning here in the center. So let's see. We are going to have the spawner at this height right here, because the endermen are 3 wide. Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't matter. We can put the spawner down here. That'll be fine. We're not trying to spawn the maximum amount of endermen. We just want them to spawn in this room, and then we'll kill them, and more will spawn, and we'll kill them. Like, we don't need to have the spawner in such a position where the endermen spawn, they fall out of range, so more can spawn. That doesn't really matter, because this will be running practically all the time until we fill up on ender pearls. So if we're gonna be 2 blocks off the ground, like so, wait, is that right? That's 3 blocks off the ground. Okay, so this is the height of the spawner. We need to go up 3 blocks from here. So 1, 2, 3, yep, just like so, and then go on up further for the ceiling, or the corner, the edge, whatever. Yeah, so we'll be doing this all the way around. And then I'm gonna fill in all the glass with darkened glass. Actually, what I should do is make this whole floor unspawnable. Maybe I'll make the floor out of darkened glass too, because I don't think anything will spawn on that. But basically, we want to be able to see what's happening in the spawner, and we don't want light to hit the enderman, because when light hits them, they teleport away. It's just not good. I suppose we could just use regular glass and have just a solid ceiling on top. That could work too. I don't know, we'll see. I'll play around with this, but I did make a little bit of this dark glass. Actually, I need this guy right here. Dark glass. I did make a pattern for this too, so I can make a bunch of these. Yeah, let's go ahead and start that up. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a bunch of this dark glass. We're gonna make the walls and the floor and the ceiling out of this stuff. I don't know how much we're gonna use. I will figure that out. So let's go ahead and place this stuff all along here, and builders want that up like so. Pretty easy, pretty easy. All right, so let me get some more stuff done on this, guys, and we'll be back. So I'm almost done here with the mob spawner, but I'm noticing on my hotbar, the enderman rotates a different direction than what he's rotating in my hand. Isn't that kind of weird? I don't know. I think that's kind of weird. I was thinking that might have had to do something with like this F5 mode or whatever, but even like this, it is kind of opposite in my hand. I don't know. So we can just go ahead and throw the enderman in there. I have all the upgrades ready to go, so it should be ready. If I do that, what happens? Oh, it just might be too light inside. I think we have to put in the other dark glass. Alright, so let's go put that in here. Okay, so now we get enderman right away. If I turn that off, does that stop the enderman from spawning? No. Okay, so I was thinking that rednet cable connected down there would work, but doesn't appear to, so this on-off switch doesn't work. But we are getting enderman. Oh man, that is a lot of experience down there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to dispose of that stuff. Yeah, I forgot that it leaves a bunch of experience down there. Dang. Okay, I was hoping we could do this without conveyor belts, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. I might have to put in some item nodes, or not item nodes, vacuum hoppers to suck up the experience. What the heck? Hey, buddy, are you dead? Whoa, he's alive, he's coming after me. What the heck? That's so weird. Alright, whatever. I don't know why that happened. Those endermen really shouldn't be teleporting out? Okay, well, I'm gonna make some changes here. I don't want to lag the server with all those experience entities. So let me go ahead and break some of this stuff. Hopefully prevent the mobs from spawning again. I'll try and get this on-off switch to work properly this time. And we will be right back, guys. Alright, guys, so after a little bit of fussing around here, I finally got this thing to work. Now, the reason why this redstone signal wasn't working before was because this bottom side that connects to this block actually has to be clicked with a wrench and set to force connected mode. So it's like this big fat thing instead of just this little thing down here. But yeah, once we got this to the force connected mode, it's able to transfer that redstone signal down through this block and to stop the spawner, which is awesome. I put a block on top here just to prevent endermen from spawning on top of the spawner. Yeah, I don't think that these are micro block compatible. Let's see. If we grab some covers, I don't think... Oh, those are the wrong covers, aren't they? I don't think those will go around thickened glass cover. Let's just try that. Does that go in that spot there? No. It doesn't like going there. So this cable, unfortunately, can't have covers on it, which is not really a big deal. We could probably use... Oh, what's that other cable from Ender.io? Probably use that and put, like, you know, the things around it. I forget the name of these blocks. But anyway, I think this is going to be fine. It'll give us remote access to turn this thing on and off, and we can also use wireless redstone to provide that redstone signal. So a few other things that I changed. As you can see down here, there are quite a few vacuum hoppers. I originally had one in the center trying to suck up all the experience, and it worked pretty well, but it left all the experience around the very edge. It wasn't sucking far enough away. So I decided just to put a ring around the center block. We're using 8 vacuum hoppers, which is probably way overkill, but it works. It works. So that picks up all the items around. Each of those vacuum hoppers I have filled up with cobblestone just to take up space, so they are not sucking up the ender pearls. Now, another benefit of this is it brings all the ender pearls from the outside to the middle, and then we only have to use one of these transfer nodes with the stack, upgrade, world interaction upgrade, and speed upgrades in it. Yeah, so all the pearls come to the center. This one thing sucks them all into our AE system, so that is really cool. So let's turn this thing on, see it in action. I did have to put in some extra darkened glass around there below to cover up the pipes down there because I was letting light through. I am actually using a thermal expansion nullifier to void all of the liquids. Somebody had mentioned that the last time I tried voiding experience is that they said that you can use the nullifier from thermal expansion, so I decided to try that out instead of using the BuildCraft void liquid pipe or whatever that was. But yeah, this seems to be working pretty good. So all the experience flies to the center, all the items fly to the center. They do get sucked into our system by that world interaction upgrade with the item transfer node. Yeah, I like the way this has turned out. So I could just kind of walk away from this. Actually, I will need to put a chunk loader. Chunk loader. We'll put a chunk loader here. Let's actually hit F9 a couple times. Oops, oops, oops. Hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, and oh, it's like the center of the chunk is right there. So if I stick this here, I think we just have to bump that up to 2. I think that should be good enough. Yeah, that covers the entire spawner. Beautiful. So hide the lasers. This will now spawn infinite ender pearls until I turn it off. I'll probably hook up some kind of a wireless redstone signal based on the level emitters. So like when we get, I don't know, 1,000 ender pearls, it'll turn it off. But right now we have 500 ender pearls, and now we are able to do what we needed to do earlier. So I will continue making those sky blocks, which we needed these ender pearls for, and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so we're up in the sky now, and we are with all these sky blocks around us. I have them powered with redstone so I can see what I'm doing, because without that it's really hard to work with these sky blocks. From the bottom, I have all of our conveyor belts and stuff surrounded, and I have redstone torches on pretty much every block that I can put a redstone torch on, just to make things easier to see. Okay, so I just deconstructed our little setup that we had down below that I made last episode off camera. So I can go ahead and dump some sheep in here. Yeah, this is gonna work just fine. So the sheep will go ahead and make it down the little 1x1 hole there. Okay, let's, let me get that one. Okay, so don't put down more than one at a time. Got it. So they all make it down there. That's awesome. And we will put down our last 4 sheep. Now, I haven't seen any other mobs spawn while I had these sheep around. I don't think I had quite the amount that I needed. I think how many is that? That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, there's 13 sheep. But yeah, that's all I needed to prevent mobs from spawning, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so we can rearrange our hotbar again, put everything back on here that we normally have. Just like that. Alright, so the next step is we'll just go ahead and remove all the redstone stuff so we won't see any of these blocks. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Sheephead. Okay, so we'll go and remove all of this and that and then that. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay, so now we got floating sheepheads. That's so weird looking, huh? Okay, from the top we can see there are conveyor belts, but from the bottom, you don't even know where it's at. So I think that's gonna be pretty cool. What am I seeing right there? Is that, oh, I'm seeing the sheepheads. Okay, yeah. Once we get a render distance, though, I don't think we'll be able to see those on the map. Although, the mini-map, you can kind of see, what is that? That's looking pretty odd. Yeah, the mini-map actually does show those sky blocks. Okay, so I didn't know that before, but that's fine if they're just hanging out there. It's not really that big of a deal. You can't see them up in the sky. Alright, I'm happy with that. Okay, so now that that project's out of the way, I think I am going to go ahead and build out a platform for our blood magic, try and get things set up over there, and we'll be back, guys. Alright, guys, so I spent some time here, and I got our blood runes, or our blood altar outlines set up. This is about where we left off the last time, I think. I can't really remember. But yeah, we need bloodstones to go here for the next tier, and then we're gonna need beacons here. That's why I have this outline. So when we place the beacon down, we'll actually get a little bit of an effect if we choose to. We can actually make that a full beacon base, I think. Yeah, because that'll just go directly underneath this tier 6 area. And then, yeah, back here, I forget what the actual stone is, but there's going to be a different type of stone for the tier 6. So, currently we are at a tier 3. I got a lot of stuff in my inventory right now. If we right click on this guy, that is a tier 3. So the blood altar by itself is a tier 1. You wrap it around 8 blocks in a ring, like that for the tier 2. And then you have to do this other thing right here with the blood runes and the glowstone for the tier 3. So yeah, next step is the tier 4, and then we have to get the blood stones, I think is what they're called. I can't remember. Bloodstone, yeah, bloodstone. So in order to get the bloodstone, we need weak blood shards. In order to get the weak blood shard, we have to do, we have to make a bound sword. And in order to make a bound sword, we have to make the ritual binding. So there's a lot of things to happen here. So what I wanted to do, first of all, is I want to make a bunch of blood runes just so we can fill out for the tier 4 and get our second altar going. Now, the reason why I have 2 altars, I did explain this before, but just so maybe you've never seen the previous videos or whatever, we'll have one blood altar for what we need to do, just our regular crafting and stuff, and we'll have another one that's going to hold our blood orb, and we'll have the ritual of, or well of suffering, I think is what it's called. So we'll have mobs spawn down there. They'll be damaged. It'll put blood into our blood altar, which will go into our blood orb, which will go into our blood network, so we can do blood magic stuff at any time. So yeah, we want 2 of these, one for the automation for our blood network, the other one for our other stuff. So yeah, I wanted to make a bunch of the blood runes. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, these are chisel blood runes. Okay, I was like, I didn't know you could make them look different. That's pretty cool. So we need to put the orb in the center, some blank slates, and then some stone around that. I can't shift click that apparently. I do have a lot of blank slates already made previously. So we'll put those here, those there, and we need our blood orb in the center. There we go. There's a stack plus 2 blood runes. Awesome. So I can go ahead and take our other one over here. And we can go and upgrade this guy. I don't think we need the special runes, although it probably would help if we had the, what is it, the runes of sacrifice, blood runes of sacrifice. So when mobs take damage, it makes more blood. I think that would probably be smart, but for now, I just kind of want to get this lined out, or outlined, I guess. So we have both at the same tier, then I can upgrade these later as we so choose. Oh, you know what I should be doing? Of course I should be. I should just be using the resonant exchanger. I don't know if that works. Some blocks it works on, Some blocks it doesn't work on. Let's check this out. Looks like it works on that. All right, so we'll just much better, much easier. Perfect. Okay, very good, very good. We can also do that over here too, I suppose. Just convert all of these over. This will help us get to our tier 4. And this. Nice. So now we just need our bloodstones and we'll be set for a tier 4. How many more of those do I have? 17. I don't think that's enough to do that over there, so I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, so we'll put those away, laboratory blocks away. Also, the wall around here I did leave unfinished because we are going to be making rituals and things like that, so we're going to be expanding out this way sometime in the future. So I don't want this all walled off, just have to break it and then expand out and then re-wall it again. So once we get to a point where I think we're done expanding out, I'll finish up the backing of this area. But for now, yeah, we're going to have just 3 walls, I guess. Okay, so we want to make a ritual. Ritual. So we need ritual stones and we need a master ritual stone. This is the one that goes in the very center. Ritual stones go around the outside. So the master ritual stones requires 4 ritual stones, some obsidian, and then our blood orb. So we need to make at least 4 of these ritual stones to begin with. Again, I have made a bunch of this stuff previously, these reinforced slates. So what was it for the ritual stones? Too bad we can't shift click those in there. So obsidian around the outside and that. I'm just going to turn all of that into ritual stones. And then the master ritual stone, again, we can't shift click it. So I think it was 4 of those, some obsidian, and then the orb in the center. There we go, master ritual stone. Perfect. So this torch right here kind of lays out the center of this. This ritual is 9 blocks wide. So I have 3 block space between our blood altar, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the center 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 block space. I'm just trying to keep things evenly spaced if possible. I don't know if it's really necessary, and I don't know if this is actually too close. But this is what we're doing for now. I suppose I can always tear these rituals down and remake them later if they don't look quite as good as I'm hoping. Another thing we're going to want is this ritual diviner? I don't know how to pronounce that. So we need these inscription tools. So gas tier goes into a tier 3 that has 1,000 LP. So we're going to have to fill that up a little bit. So we're going to need gas tier, magma cream, obsidian, and finally a lapis block for this one. And then also there's a second recipe down here. Yeah, you want to make this, and then you take this guy, and then you can expand it even further and put these guys on there, the dusk, and I think there's another one. Is it just dusk? I thought there was white ones too. Maybe not. Maybe it's just these 2 recipes. But yeah, in order to do this one, we're going to need a tier 4. So we can't quite do that yet. We're just going to make this first one. So I need a gas tier and those other items. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'll fill up my blood altar, get those crafted up, and we'll be back, guys. Alright, so that went relatively quickly. So there's our ritual diviner. You guys are going to have to tell me in the comments how to pronounce that, because I don't really know. So one thing I wanted to show you guys, and I've been getting questions about this recently. I have green hearts, and people are saying, oh, you've cheated. You can only get those in creative mode, etc., etc. No, guys. I have a bauble here, this Ring of Odin, and this actually gives me 10 additional hearts, and it gives me a fast regen. So what's really cool about that is with the sacrificial orb, this uses my health. So I can just go ahead and spam this. This fills up my blood altar. So we can go all the way down to red. But I want to show you guys, like, look how fast my health regens. That's just crazy. Like, oh, of course, now it's going slow. But it goes, like, way quicker than normal. So if let's take the ring off real quick. Take that ring off. We'll stick that, like, in my ender pouch or whatever. Normally, your health regens super, super slow. Especially, I guess that might help it out, actually, if I have food. But yeah, your health regens, like, super, super slow, and then it takes forever for that to fill up. That Odin's ring really is great for this. But that is, like, a late game, end game Britannia ring. So yeah, Ring of Odin. So this thing's really awesome. Let's watch it now fill my health up with both my food and that regen going. Yeah, it's much quicker. That's awesome. It seems like it's random how much it fills up my health. Sometimes it goes a few hearts, sometimes it only goes a couple. I don't know. But yeah, that's really good. But yeah, I don't have the green heart canisters, only that ring of Odin. Okay, so that clears that up. So we now have this ritual thingy, this ritual stick, the blue stick. I think you can shift right click it. Okay, yeah, ritual of the full spring, Serenity of the Nether Green Grove. We want ritual of binding. Okay, so I have the ritual of binding selected. I shift right clicked that. We have these ritual stones in our inventory. So I believe all I have to do is just right click on the master ritual stone. It will place out these different stones in the correct spot. So you don't really have to know where they go, just as long as you have the ritual stones in your inventory. You just keep right clicking the master ritual stone and it places all of those in the correct spot and you are good to go. So that's awesome. So that is 3 blocks away, but it just feels a little close, like for a walkway. I don't know. I might move this further away sometime in the future. We'll see. So we need I think it's an iron sword. It's been so long since I've done this. Let's see. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and I looked it up just to be sure. It's actually a diamond sword. So I already have a pattern set up for that. So we can go ahead and make one of those real quick. Nice. Okay, so we have to use our weak activation crystal. You just right click this in the air, it binds it to you, says current owner, me. So we just come over here and we right click on this. It says a rush of energy flows through the ritual, and then we just right click our sword on there. Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so where is my bound sword? Is it not made yet? Oh, there it is. It just kind of got thrown out of the master ritual stone. So there we go. Bound blade. Caution. May cause a bad day deactivated. So yeah, the bound blade uses a little bit of LP from your network while you activate it. Let's see how much is in our network right now. If we right click with the divination sigil, 21,725. So if we right click on the sword that turns it on, I think it uses like 10 LP every little bit or something. Doesn't appear to be using any essence right now. There it goes. Alright, so I just used 100, so it's not too bad. So what we need to do is take this guy. Let's see, what's the fastest way? I think we're going to go fly over into the void this way. Go visit our enderman real quick. Maybe might turn off the mob grinder. Let's see, where is it? Over here? So let's turn off power. Energy mode blocked. Okay, so this should fill up with enderman over time. Actually, I might even better just to break this guy. Okay, I think they got pulled into my network, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's poke these guys real quick. Yeah, it gives them like a little debuff effect. Oh, they could have been all pulled into the network. Yeah, look at that. We already got 2 weak blood shards. Okay, so as I'm killing them, it's being sucked into the network. And then, yeah, so I'm collecting it into my AE system. I think I just got some right there. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I got a weak blood shard. Okay, so I'm going to do this a little bit, grab some more of these, and we'll be back. Alright, so now that we have these weak blood shards, we should just be able to put them right here in with the piece of stone. We get 32 of them. That's crazy. That's a lot of bloodstones for that. So we can just go ahead and throw those guys right like this. Right there and right there. And that should have upgraded our altar now to a tier 4. Oops. You know what? I put my things away. I made a little chest over here to put all my blood magic stuff in, just to keep it out of my main AE network. Come on, land, learn to fly. Right click on that. Yes, we are a tier 4. That is awesome. So, we need to just make some more stones around here, more of these blood runes all the way around. Get some beacons. We'll have the next tier, tier 5. And then finally, we can work on tier 6. So I'm going to go ahead and try and copy this over here, make all the stuff so we can have both altars at the same tier. In fact, I can just go ahead and put these bloodstones up now. I'll just have to get the blood runes later. But yeah, guys, I think that is going to do it for this episode of Feed the Beast Infinity. I hope you guys did like it, had a little bit of fun doing blood magic. Nice change from doing the bees and trees, right? I think so. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.